Designer homes in Europe. A trip across the European continent in search of visionary buildings constructed and inhabited by renowned architects and extraordinary designers. We're going behind the scenes to show you how this high society lives. Look forward to places of dreamy idyll, luxury and exclusive architecture. We're going to start our round trip in northern Germany. We're visiting Jette-Joop. After a year and a half spent planning and building the first specimen of the Jette-Joop house, it's finally complete, all in white. The designer has invited us to take a look around. After jewellery, fashion and industrial goods, this was Jette-Joop's first attempt at designing a house. A square floor plan, a cube-shaped interior and numerous sophisticated nuances such as a swivelling directional fireplace are all features that characterise this house. Energy-efficient technology and a choice of materials with an eye to conservation contribute to making this house environmentally friendly. Her most recently completed vision is one she calls radical, not for a designer home in itself, but for a designer system-built house.
The innovative thing about this house is the clarity and simplicity permeating the entire concept. Another thing is that we are considering ecological factors, such as the bamboo floor, the 2-litre technology, to make sure this house is very energy efficient. We also integrated wellness aspects. We tried to integrate a lot of things from all the areas needed these days for modern living. We have a very open design. This is a very fresh house.
The rooms all flow into each other, to the benefit of communication, the designer says. The decorations, fabrics and colours have all been arranged by her, and she also integrated some unusual perspectives.
This is the wine cellar, the pride and joy of the master of any house. He doesn't even need to come down here to show it to his guests, because he can just stand up there and show it off through the glass.
The different coloured fluorescent tubes in the wine cellar can be used to produce changing moods. One story up in the entrance area, there's a closet for shoes, as well as another interesting feature.
This is one of my special gimmicks, I'd say. This is the handbag room for the modern woman. My problem is that I have to spend so long looking for my bags, and here they're all together. And you know what it's like. You forget your credit card in one bag, your business cards in another. Here you have a way of seeing everything in one go.
Below the zinc roof, crowned by a glass pyramid, the top floor of this house contains the bedrooms and bathrooms, fitted with special air-fresh valves to ventilate all of the rooms. A heat pump in the cellar uses the energy released in the bathrooms for the heating and hot water.
I designed this entire construction here. I think the shapes are very strong, more male, if you will, while the colour here on the mosaic is more feminine, very powdery. And I love this contrast. There's also something very practical hidden here. Let's say I just washed my hands. Then I dry them and the towel is dirty. I can just open this hatch and it lands straight next to the washing machine, which is wonderful.
The wellness house is reached via a bridge. The ambience here is fresh and purist with a hint of retro from the glass bricks. 30 square metres house a multifunctional sauna, an open shower and a chill-out area. This place is all about relaxing a little bit away from home.
Imagine you have your children over there and you're working and you just want to relax. Then you have the opportunity to flee directly from the bedroom, as it were, and to come here to relax and have a great time in the sauna. This sauna also has infrared, which is particularly good for vitalization. Or you can enjoy a normal sauna. And you can sit here with friends too. It's like having a holiday at home.
When it comes to living, flexibility is very important to Jette-Joop. For that reason, the interior walls on the top floor can be shifted, changing the layout in whatever way she pleases. The conception of a home was a new step for the designer, and she credits her success to her perseverance.
There comes that moment when you think that's probably how it should be, but it's still difficult when you're looking at it on paper, when you see the walls of the foundation for the first time and so on. The first time I came in here, when it was just the bare shell, I almost needed some Dutch courage when I got outside, because if it had been wrong, it would have been too late. This was a project that cost me a grey hair or two, but fortunately I'm blonde.
Jette Joop's motto, good design is always simple. From northern Germany, we're travelling 1,000 kilometres south to St. Moritz. The canton of Valais is one of Switzerland's most expensive addresses. Here, kitchen designer and entrepreneur Gert Bulthaupt has his second home. A flat in an old patrician house. Gert Bulthaupt and his partner, Beatrice Kormicki, have made their dream of a second home reality here. It's immediately obvious to guests that the owner loves it. Minimalist. Bulthaupt, fan of the Bauhaus style and trained designer, elaborately renovated and redesigned the 160 square metres of living space. If he hadn't taken over his father's kitchen business, he would have liked most of all to be an architect.
The way I see it, a home has two important areas. One is the hearth area, which is all about fire, heat, cooking, and a table for communication. The other is the water area, which is all about hygiene, and as I really learnt in Japan, about relaxing. All you need then is a good mattress, and then those two areas are the crucial ones.
The water area. What used to be 2 rooms dating back to 1650 are now one large bathroom. The floor is made of black slate, but the dominant colour is white. According to the master of the house, white is the only colour for a bathroom, for hygienic reasons. White is the only pure colour. Wood and leather, steel and glass. The interior is shaped by the few, but always high-quality materials. Quality clearly enjoys priority here.
Quality is inexpensive and it's fun.
Cushions with Native American motifs from Oregon, an Art Deco lamp from an antique shop in New York. Gert Bulthaupt searches for select accessories while he is on his numerous business trips that take him from Tel Aviv to Tokyo. Professionally, he's a hunter, but privately, a gatherer.
In contrast to the hearth area, this is the room where we listen to music and where we occasionally watch TV. We had a one-of-a-kind piece built by a carpenter in walnut, which has a combination of functions. One side is for relaxing, for watching television or reading, and the other side is practical, for work or writing.
Form follows function. This Bauhaus maxim can be seen everywhere in the apartment. The Asian Zen design Bulthaupt so appreciates fits right in with this motto: simple and pure shapes, no unnatural colours, and allowing light and the natural environment in from outside. This flat's bedroom is somewhat concealed.
In the past, it was customary in the Engadin to have the sleeping areas downstairs, close to the animals.
Every evening, Gert Bulthaupt and his partner also make their way downstairs to their sleeping quarters. It's the only room on the ground floor with old romantic motifs in blue and white on the timber walls.
Since we suspected this room contained some extremely beautiful, valuable old structures, we had it stripped. And as you can see, the original wooden ceilings and walls, some of which are 300 years old, have emerged.
On the other side of the living room, in the former threshing floor behind the fireplace, is the couple's large kitchen, the hearth area. The master of the designer kitchens likes to cook himself. The most common dish he serves is pasta in many different forms. The man who knows everything about kitchens advises against high-tech equipment such as a touchscreen-controlled hob.
I would never recommend to anybody to have too much technology in the kitchen or in other areas. The ideal cooker has a knob to allow me to regulate the temperature. I can pull this up and down. When you have gas, it's like that anyway in Asian kitchens.
In 1969, Gerd Bulthaupt started working in his parents' company in Eich near Munich. He led the design and function-oriented business to international success. In order to conserve the wood-panelled walls here too, the 58-year-old entrepreneur chose a modular kitchen consisting of freestanding individual components. The food is served at the Danish concrete table, which has a nice cool surface in the summer and absorbs and radiates the room's warmth during the winter. Gerd Bulthaupt has perfectly adapted his small home to the splendid mountain scenery. We leave the Swiss mountains and travel northeast to Vienna. The city on the Danube is home to Gustav Peichel, the architect of the Millennium Tower, Austria's tallest building.
Kommen Sie rein.
Gustav Peichel designed the house himself and then had it built on this former vineyard. The building's exterior deliberately has a closed and modest design. The interior, marked by pale colours, clear lines and wood, doesn't just characterise the living space, but also the architect's entire decorating style.
People are as they live. Everywhere, people have the opportunity to hide. In their jobs, when doing business, in love. But one area where people can't hide who they are is how they live. Seeing someone's home is like seeing them with their pants down.
Gustav Peichel moved into this plain and none too spacious abode with his wife, daughter and 2 sons in 1962. The house has 3 levels. The interior is functional and clear.
I just think furniture should be modest and simple. The material has to be haptic. People should want to touch it, because if they want to touch it, they will also enjoy looking at it. That's an old rule.
Those who look closely will notice that the Viennese architect has a penchant for classics. Gustav Peichel is a fan of timeless quality. The works of the greatest furniture designers of the past century still get him excited time and again.
Josef Hoffmann, Otto Wagner, they made the most expensive furniture there was. Take a look at one of these chairs. It's genuine, is always being restored when it's broken. They are in great demand, and they're very, very comfortable. This is not a chair that'll fall over easily. It's for sitting on. But with most modernistic furniture, you have to be careful because you don't sit straight. That's not right. The function of a chair is so you can sit in it nicely, period. And if that's the case, it fulfills its function, and if it does that, it's attractive too.
The entire building is only 5 meters wide. Gustav Peichel had to adhere very strictly to the building regulations. Today he's thankful because without them this house would probably be huge. As it was, the architect was forced to limit himself to what was necessary.
White walls are good too. When you're sitting there and you're eating breakfast or something, a white wall is pleasant. You can look out to the garden if you want to, or sometimes you may want to hang pictures. It has to change. A house has to change. It shouldn't be rigid.
When Gustav Peichel isn't designing houses, he draws cartoons. He's been publishing his works under the pen name Hieronymus in the Süddeutsche Zeitung newspaper for many decades now. His work as a caricaturist brought him a certain amount of financial independence and the freedom to accept only those building projects he was interested in.
It is well known that lovers, real lovers, let's say during adolescence so that it doesn't sound so silly, enjoy snug, small and simple milieus. I can't imagine that palaces owned by rich people all around the world are conducive to such a romantic relationship. How could that be possible? On a magnificent, gigantic stone floor with stucco ceilings and big, pompous furniture. How can that allow something to start that promotes any romantic feelings? I can't imagine how that would work.
Emotions play a crucial part in Gustav Peichel's job. The needs and feelings of the people living and working in his buildings are important to him, as is the building's surrounding area.
The space around a house is just as important as the house itself. If an architect builds a house, never mind where, it's important what is around it.
People and their environments shape their homes. Homes shape people and their environment. Gustav Peitschel pays attention to both of these things. Leaving Vienna, our design tour through Europe makes its way to the far north of Germany, to Hamburg. We're right on the Alster River, and this is the elegant home of Kashmir Queen Iris von Arnim. Her late 19th century villa combines classic elements with modernity.
Willkommen, kommen Sie rein.
The top floor houses the designer's penthouse. Architects build a roof construction that can be completely opened up. It's her heavenly retreat.
I used to live on the first floor, and then I had the roof completely taken off just the way I wanted it, and had it remodeled in accordance with my great dream. I've always dreamed of a loft, of living in just one room. That's how I feel, because I'm single. I live alone, and I like to have everything around me within view.
Ich habe gerne alle Dinge mich im Blickfeld.
The living space comprises 135 square meters and just one room. The ambience is full of contrasts created by the stylistic mix of antique furniture, statuettes, classic elements like Corbusier, and high-tech.
Interior decorating is a tradition. It's me personally. It's my home. It's somewhere I want to feel good. That's what it means to really live your life. Everything you can see here is something I've accumulated over the past 20, 30 years. My life is in my interior decoration.
The fashion designer has brought mementos from all around the world. Some of them can be practically integrated into the decor.
What's the trick here? These are loudspeakers for my stereo, and it's not always easy to find a place for such large items. This is now the pedestal for the marble relief, and here for a clay horse from the Han Dynasty.
The antique sculpture is real, but she doesn't much care about the written authentication, she says. For her, the value of something is in its memory and its beauty.
This here, for example, is by a New York artist, Kurrai, and she makes these neon objects.
How did she get it here?
I discovered them in New York and had them sent. I've had them for 18 years, and it went well in this space. They used to stand left and right of the entrance. Now they're here because I was in urgent need of a place to put things, so I put a frame around them, so I can put a tray on top if I want to.
Continuity, clear lines and few colours. The interior achieves its effect through its individuality and modernity. The television and photograph screen is set into the wall. The designer, whose son Valentin works in New York, has had high-tech integrated into her home. Windows, light and the heating can easily be controlled through a touch on this screen.
This is the plan of the flat, and I also have all the technology with the windows.
Here
I can operate the blinds up there. Then it closes the blinds, you see? It all works automatically. But I like it more open in the winter and prefer to do it by hand.
Iris von Arnim has been living in her penthouse since 2003. It underwent a total architectural transformation. Walls were torn down and the balcony was replaced by concrete. Every detail is tailor-made for its inhabitant. High up over the roofs of Hamburg, she had a viewing platform built. She comes here when she has important decisions to make. Another feature of the penthouse is the balcony, which is now completely covered over with glass. It's a conservatory integrated into the loft. It has a sliding roof and windows that can be opened all the way. Iris von Arnim has proved she has taste when it comes to interior design and fashion. The combination of classic and modern styles suits Hamburg. We leave the Hanseatic elegance and make our way southwards. Things get more unusual on the Côte d'Azur in southern France. Like no other, this stretch of coast stands for upscale living. Fashion czar and product designer Pierre Cardin has created an avant-garde property for himself in Cannes. Here, high up above the little seaside town of Théoul, can be found one of the most unusual and bizarre homes on the Côte d'Azur, the Palais Bulle. For its owner and builder, Pierre Cardin, the house is like a body with arteries, joints and breasts. Cardin built this masterpiece in 1985, hand in hand with the Spanish architect Antti Lovag. Cardin has always been considered a lover of the eccentric.
We're really in the paradise in the same times, and all of the room was very comfortable, and the light is spatial. You can have that in any else hotel in the world. And at the same time, you're not noise, not car, not nothing, no plane, nothing. It's very quiet place, and in the same time, it's very near Cannes, very near the life. If you want, in 10 minutes, you are in the center of the city.
Within his house, Cardin has a more private wing with a living room and bedroom in which he's brought all of his favourite items together. Almost everything here has been designed and devised by him, or he got it somewhere in the world decades ago. Another larger living room on the southern side is for guests, parties and for relaxing evenings spent watching television. None of the furniture here is accidental either.
It's the same toy, very big, nice toy, you know, not only toy, but it's in the same time, if for my dog, I have 11 dogs, same size, you know, 11 dogs.
Cardin owns more than 50 homes around the world, each one as different from the others as possible. Cardin has 22 bedrooms available for his mostly famous guests, and there are no two alike. The round, curved walls of the rooms have been fitted with paintings by young artists, friends and acquaintances.
You know, it's a very intellectual house, made without foundation. Same example, all architecture was made by foundation. This you build this house, where do you want, only where your mind go. You go in a mountain, you go down, left and right side. It's very difficult to understand for the beginning why this house was built, because it's no one sense to make the comparison. That example is I buy this 36 years ago in Japan. It's round too. You know, the cushion is round, the table is round, everything is round for me. Because you are born round, you know. When you are on the body of your mother, you are round too. It's the same as the creativity around. The moon, the satellite, the land, everything, the terre, everything is round.
When designing this piece of furniture, Cardin was inspired by vegetables. His favourite colour is green. Every house he builds starts with the colour green. With these pieces of furniture, it wasn't just the shape and colour that counted.
And this chair, you know, is made by ecology. When I'm drawing, I say, I don't want to make tapestry on the wall. I say I want to make furniture in tapestry. And bed, chair, everything, because it was made by hand, you know, each cut was made by material, wood material. And you feel very comfortable, you know, it's very soft at the same time. And at the same time, it's original. You can see anywhere, you can see one so different chair, but it's very pleasant to stay here. You dream and you feel fantastic.
His personal bedroom is directly above. Cardin places great importance in the details.
All thing was Pierre Cardin, the carpet too. That's carpet I drew 40 years ago, you know. Everything is Cardin. Here you can, if you are in my private room, if I like to go alone immediately to take my bath downstairs, I open the door and I go in my bathroom.
The palace isn't just flooded with light. When Cardin wants, he can open up the rooms completely.
Here, if you go like...
With these pieces of furniture, it wasn't just the shape and color that counted.
And this chair, you know, is made by ecology. When I'm drawing, I say, I don't want to make tapestry on the wall. I say I want to make furniture in tapestry, and bed, chair, everything, because it was made by hand, you know, each cut was made by material, wood material, and you feel very, very comfortable, you know, it's very soft at the same time, and at the same time it's original. You can see anywhere, you can see one so different chair, but it's very pleasant to stay here. You dream and you feel fantastic.
His personal bedroom is directly above. Cardin places great importance in the details.
All thing was Pierre Cardin, the carpet too.